and welcome to ECCB Connects. The governments and the people of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union celebrate 45 years of soundness, stability, and confidence in the EC currency. We take a look at the history of the EC dollar on this episode. Join us on the journey after the break.
The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is rolling out DCash, the next step in the evolution of the EC dollar. Use DCash to send and receive money to and from friends and family. Make payments directly from your smart device. Make payments from wherever you are. Download the app from the Google Play or Apple Store and sign up, or visit dcashec.com for more information. The future of the EC dollar is digital. Let's make history together.
Thanks for staying connected. The 7th July makes it 45 years since the EC dollar was pegged to the US dollar at a fixed rate of EC 270 to $1 US, a milestone of which the people of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union can be proud. The EC dollar serves as a source of stability for the people of the ECCU, and the fixed rate of exchange provides them with confidence in its value. Internationally, the stability of the value of the EC dollar provides the region's trading partners and external creditors with the assurance they need to conduct business with the governments and entities in the ECCU. Let's retrace the steps of the EC currency and get some insights into the visionary move which led to the pegging of the EC dollar to the US currency. Prior to the existence of the EC currency, British Caribbean notes and coins constituted the currency in circulation. These were issued by the British Caribbean Currency Board, BCCB, which was established in 1950 as the regional authority with the sole power to issue currency for its member countries: Barbados, British Guyana, the Leeward Islands, the Windward Islands, and Trinidad and Tobago. The first British Caribbean currency notes were issued on 1st August 1951 and British Caribbean coins on 15th November 1955. After Trinidad and Tobago and British Guyana obtained their political independence from the United Kingdom, they elected to withdraw from the British Caribbean Currency Board to establish their respective central banks. Their withdrawal led to the dissolution of the BCCB and the establishment of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Authority (ECA) in 1965 as the authority to issue and manage a common currency for Barbados and the Windward and Leeward Islands. In 1974, Barbados withdrew its membership from the Eastern Caribbean Currency Authority to establish its own central bank. The first ECA notes were issued on the 6th October 1965. From October 1965 to July 1976, the EC currency was pegged to the pound sterling at a rate of EC 480 to £1. In July 1976, the peg was transferred to the US dollar at a rate of EC 270 to $1 US after the US emerged as the region's main trading partner at the time. Sir Errol Allen served as manager of the research department at the Eastern Caribbean Currency Authority, which was headquartered in Barbados before the institution moved its headquarters to St. Kitts and Nevis. Sir Errol, along with the then deputy of the research department, Eustace Liebert, as two young economists at the time, recall conducting research and writing papers on why it was necessary to move the peg from the sterling at the time.
So there were discussions among the countries that they would really like to have an alignment with the US dollar because they had been treated so badly by sterling. And they recognized that trade and commerce had shifted somewhat towards the United States. And so I think Barbados was one of the first to devalue. And so it moved from the relationship to the United States dollar of $1 equal to 2 Barbados dollars. Trinidad also followed $1 to 2.4 TT dollars. And remember, all these countries had their own currencies. Eh? There was a time before when they all had the same currency,
Right.
but these had their own. And Guyana moved from £1 to 2.55 Guyana dollars. And as you would recognize, from those days, there has been a lot of further devaluation. The Guyana dollar has devalued quite a lot in those days, while the Trinidad dollar had what is called a managed system. It did not allow the currency to fully devaluate. It was like what is called a managed devaluation. The EC dollar moved to 2.7, and it has remained at that, as has Barbados. Barbados has remained at 2 to 1, and at the time when we moved, it was called not a devaluation, but a cross-line currency. So that if today the currency was 2.7, we say, yes, this is going to be value. Even though yesterday might have been a different value, this was the value that was chosen.
The bulk of our exports of goods went predominantly to the United Kingdom. Exports like bananas and sugar, most importantly. However, tourism service was also starting to play a prominent role in the economies of the islands. And these service payments came primarily from the US and were denominated, of course, in US dollars. At the same time, our imports of goods and services were mainly in US dollars. And these imports included oil, the price of which was denominated in US dollars. So we have to look at it from a point of view of total trade, because what you gain in terms of have your exports coming from sterling and the value of those sterling exports were diminishing in terms of US dollars. And our imports, as I said, came primarily from US dollar denominated sources. So we had to, a decision had to be made at that point as to whether we continue to peg to the depreciating sterling currency or peg to the US dollar, in which which was dominant in our trade relations. And economic theory suggests that a country should peg its currency to the currency in which most of its trade is conducted. Hence the decision. Our trade was being conducted more in US dollars than in sterling. So it would be welfare increasing for us to switch to the US dollar in terms of our total welfare.
In 1981, the 9 small English-speaking islands of the Eastern Caribbean continued the joint pursuit of their economic development with the signing of the Treaty of Basseterre on 18th June 1981. The treaty gave rise to the establishment of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. The signing of the ECCB agreement took place on 5th July 1983, and the bank came into being on 1st October 1983. The first ECCB notes were issued on 15th November 1984 to commemorate the ECCB's first anniversary. On 7th July 2021, the EC currency celebrated 45 years of being pegged to the US dollar at a fixed exchange rate of EC 270 to US $1.
People are very proud that we were able to maintain the value because they look around and they've seen what happened to Guyana. They have also seen what happened to Jamaica. Let me say Jamaica was not really part of our currency system. Jamaica at the time used sterling, but eventually they moved away from that. And their value is quite low. So also is Guyana, which is even lower. But Trinidad has had what is called a managed float. And so it is not allowed to go to a very low level.
We've come to the end of another episode of ECCB Connects. Thank you for watching. We invite you to connect with us next week when we'll be back with another interesting program to share with you who we are, what we do, and how we serve you.